Coach, what kept Jordan out of the game tonight?
She's medically unavailable right now. Some concussion symptoms.
And Coach, we talked about the fight last game. It seemed like y'all came out throughout the game. Did you see the level of fight that you were looking for?
I mean, it was better. Absolutely, it was better. I felt like we started the game with much more fight, about us, much more competitiveness. We talked at halftime about like not being satisfied with just playing them close, and because that type of effort has to be. That's a non-negotiable. We have to have that type of effort every single night. That's what you do in Big 12 basketball. So I felt like we still fought. I felt like that we didn't adjust our game plan as we continue. They make adjustments. We played really well in the first half, in the first quarter, third quarter, or second quarter. We didn't adjust as well. In the third quarter, I thought we came out and attacked them. The fourth quarter, we struggled obviously to score again, but. Overall, I felt like that our effort was there. We've got to have everybody locked in. Obviously, we've got to have more people step up and score the basketball for us.
Yeah, just another good defensive team that y'all have faced. But what needs to happen to improve on offense?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we got to have some buy-in, right? Just from some buy-in from everybody to know that, like, when you play basketball, like all 5 parts have to do their job to be able to score the basketball. I mean, we use this example all the time. I heard them talk about this with the Dallas Cowboys that, it was real easy if you knew who the wide receiver that was going to get the ball because he ran his route really, really hard and the others didn't, and so that's a really easy scout. And I think that happens sometimes with us is that if we run a set play and we know who the play is for necessarily, we don't all do our parts, and so therefore it doesn't execute at the right level. And so I think you've got to really be locked in to everyone has to be working on the same accord, and we just got to continue to work on that and get the right kids on the floor. And when I say right kids, I just mean that like we're playing a lot of kids and getting combinations that are comfortable and familiar playing together.
Obviously a tough stretch with 3 ranked teams, and it's so early in the conference schedule, but kind of where is your level of concern right now?
Yeah, I mean, we keep telling our kids, we're talking to them daily. We're obviously trying to continue to pick them up. I mean, it's a gauntlet for sure. The Big 12 is not for the weary, we're really testing our character. And what are we about? Because we're facing some adversity, and we got to learn from every game that we play, and we've got to continue to go back to work. I have a lot of people reaching out to me and just, telling me they're behind me and whatever, and to hang in there. And I'm like, man, I'm going to get back up and fight every single day. Like, that's what I do. I mean, we're going to continue to fight. And it's our job as our staff to continue to lift our kids up and to continue to have them to fight, and for them to know that it is a long season. And this is a tough stretch. We knew it was going to be a tough stretch. But we can't lay down. That's not who we are. That's not what we're about. And they're not going to learn anything in life if they lay down in the sport of basketball.
Yeah, Coach, what about this 3-game stretch? What has that taught you about you as a coach?
Yeah, I think it's you got to just continue to battle, right? I mean, you got to continue to study the film harder. You got to continue to have adjustments for option 1, option 2, option 3 for whatever goes down the line. You got to continue to try to find weaknesses in other people's game and their team, and how can you exploit them. And one of the things I thought we did better tonight obviously is take care of the basketball, and we've got to continue to do that. And so I think you look at, is it because we have the basketball in Bailey's hands so much that we're not turning it over because we're at least getting a shot up, or do we need? But are we getting the production that we want offensively from that? So I don't know. I mean, I think as a coach, you just got to continue to battle. I think it's testing to see what I'm about too. And I'm not going to hang my head. I'm not going to quit working for these kids. I'll never quit on them. And we just got to continue to get better. Got to lean on my staff. For them to step up and do their jobs and support us, and they're all doing that.
For sure. And who's kind of stepped up on this team kind of in the stretch of early Big 12 play that's kind of not necessarily surprised you, but has impressed you?
Obviously, it's not surprising because we need Bailey too, and I think Bailey's being really tough and playing really through some physicality that is tough on her. I think Jalen Bristow is going to continue to get better and continue to really help us. I think she just needs more minutes. And, we made the decision to start her tonight and kind of let her play through some of that. And obviously with Jordan's absence, that opened the door for her to do that. And I think she'll just continue to get better. We really need our supporting cast to just step up and be consistent, because that's what TCU did, right? I mean, their big three showed up and played, and then their supporting cast was solid, and that's that we've got to do. I mean, if we can hold the number, what are they, 11 team in the nation to 69? I mean, and really probably around 65 if we don't give up that 4-point play. That's pretty good. That's pretty good defense, and so we got to find a way to generate more offense to be able to compete.
Yeah, and my last question, but what do you? Sorry. Words are hard sometimes. But anyway, what has kind of impressed you the most? You talked about this a little bit, but about Bailey Moen the past 3 or so couple games, just the way she's played offensively and defensively as well?
Yeah, I mean, what I love about Bailey is that she's blue collar. I mean, she grew up on a farm. She's not afraid of hard work. She's not afraid of a challenge. And so she's going to continue to give you, great effort. I think she's grown up so much over the past 3 years and has really become coachable and has learned how to control her emotions, if you will, and be mature about it. Like, she lets us challenge her. Really, I probably challenge her. Well, there's no probably. I challenge her harder than any kid on our roster, and she steps up and responds to it. She doesn't get her feelings hurt. She doesn't, to my knowledge, say anything about the coaching staff behind our backs, those types of things. Like, she bows up and she listens and she tries to do what we ask her to do, and she just competes. And I think that piece of it is hard to find. I mean, that's what you want in every kid that you coach. So I've been impressed just with her wanting the ball in her hands, really, to be honest, because last year, we had to force it on her, and I'm not sure she was real comfortable, and now she wants it, and I love that. Thank you, guys.